segueing into it, how were the 70s for y'all? Like, what, around 18 years old, what was life like? As a fresh
I drove
adult.
a white Cadillac hearse with red leather rolled and tucked interior with a red sofa in the back, and I made red curtains to go in the windows. I paid $150 for the car. I was a pot smoking hippie.
That sounds like an awesome car. I'd actually love to see that.
It was, when I got it, it was not a popular thing to do, but it was...
To drive around in a hearse, you don't say?
It was what I could afford. Now, back then, you know, it was a 53. Yeah, 53.
Yeah.
And it was white, all white, but it was called a Cadillac convertible.
Really?
Because in smaller communities, they couldn't afford to have an ambulance and a hearse.
Oh.
So it served both purposes.
Yeah, it had jump seats in it as well.
It had the jump seats that pulled up out of the floor for the doctor and the nurse, and then it had these...
the rails where you can roll the gurney on and lock it in.
And then the same locks were used for... They would fold the seats down in the floor
and roll
and
the
use
casket
the same locks for the casket.
Huh.
I was going to ask how practical of a car that is, but I guess it must be at least somewhat practical if they use it.
It's like having a station wagon with no seats in the back.
Well, it's long though, right?
Yeah.
It's longer than a station wagon?
It's long. Yeah, I mean, it has sofa in it, and the doctor and the nurse's seats that folded up. The interior was beautiful.
Yeah.
And I had a steering wheel on it like this.
Yeah, school bus.
And I could parallel park that thing, but I had some arms on me.
Yeah, there was no power steering on that.
Yeah.
Big tires, huge tires on it.
Was power steering a newer thing back then, or is it just only select
Power
cars
steering
got
came
it?
in like the mid-60s.
What?
Yeah, I mean, they had it
driven
before.
a car without power steering. How did you guys...
But, I mean, that was on high-end, like Oldsmobiles and Cadillacs and Lincolns had power steering.
You needed a steering wheel that big to move
to have the
boat.
grip to be able to turn it.
I was gonna say, you
I
guys...
didn't know that was such an...
Yeah, because if you have a little steering wheel, you got to go like this with a big steering wheel.
I
You can go.
had some arms on me back then.
It's just like
and air conditioning didn't come in until mid-60s.
You know what? If my car didn't have power steering, a lot of people would be dead right now.
Yeah.